Hello, hello everyone. We're going to continue the topic of equations. Last time we solved equations, okay, with brackets, where first we expanded those brackets, simplified, and made x subject of the formula. Then we started going into solving linear equations with fractions. Okay, and we know that we always have to eliminate the denominator. Okay, the opposite of division is always multiplication. Okay, and we did subject of the formula the same way to find the unknown letter. Now we were going into more depth, okay, on algebraic fractions and solving. So we have an example like this one over here, and there are two different methods how to go about this. Okay, in the previous examples, and that's why I stopped over here, you had one fraction equals a number. Okay, you had one fraction minus a whole number equals a whole number, one fraction equals a whole number. Here you have a fraction equal to a fraction. Okay, so I have fractions on both sides, and there are two methods. You either use the cross multiply method, or else you use the common denominator. Okay, so cross multiply is when you take 3 multiplied with all of this numerator over here, and x will be multiplied by all of the numerator on the other side. That is cross multiply. Okay, you have two examples over here of cross multiply. I will go through them, but instead I'm going to use the method of finding a common denominator. Okay, the least common multiple of 6 and 3. Okay, a number, okay, that can be found in the multiplication table of 6 and multiplication table of 3. The least, okay, because 12 is correct for both of them, but it's not the least. The least is 6. Okay, 6 is found in the multiplication table of 3 and of 6. Now, for the denominator to become 6, it's already 6. So we just leave it as it is, or multiply by 1. All of the numerator as well multiplied by 1 to keep it balanced. Now, a 3 to become 6, it should be multiplied by 2, and the same for the numerator to keep it balanced. So basically, this we said remains the same. D plus 1 on 6. And this becomes 2 on 6. Now, once the denominator is the same, we remove it, okay? So now we're going to eliminate the denominator. Okay, eliminate the denominator because it is the same on both sides. So we end up with just something plus 1 is 2. What is that something? And that's easy. Okay, so you can continue with subject of the formula. The plus 1 has to be removed by subtracting 1, opposite of it, and subtract 1 on the other side to keep it balanced. So that means I have D is equal to 2 minus 1, and D is 1. And obviously you can check it out. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 on 6. When you simplify it, will become 1 on 3. Okay, these are the other examples that you have. You can go through them as well. But to solve this equation, okay, you had one fraction over here, but if you do this one on 1, that means you have two fractions, and you can cross multiply, or else just grab this one and multiply it on the other side, like what we did last time. If you're using cross multiply, 1 is multiplied by all of this, 1 times all of that, and 2 is multiplied by all of this, so 2 times all of that, and then you expand the brackets, okay, and continue to solve. So 8h minus 6h minus 8 and minus 7. 8 minus 6 is 2h, minus 8 minus 7 is minus 15, and h is minus 15 on 2, which is negative 7.5. Okay, now this one over here, we have two fractions. Okay, so you can either use the cross multiply method or the LCM method. Okay, if you use cross multiply, like this example over here, this 3 is multiplied by all the numerator on that side, so 3 times n minus 3. This 2 is multiplied by all the numerator on the other side, so 2 times n plus 6. Okay, you expand the brackets and then you continue to solve. So I have 3n minus 2n, 12n minus 9, here comes 9 over there. 3n minus 2n, just 1n. 12 plus 9 is 21. Okay? And you can always check it out. 21 minus 3, okay, which is 18. 18 on 2, which is 9. Now this one, n. Mela n is 21 plus 6, which is 27. 27 division by 3 is also 9. So yes, that's correct, because the right-hand side is equal to the left-hand side. They're supposed to be equal. Well done. Okay, you can always check them out. So let's continue with the examples we have over here. I have this one, and we need to make, okay, E subject of the formula, but E is in the denominator. Okay, you can either find a common denominator, or in this case I'm going to use the cross multiply. So this will go up there and this will go up there. So I have 5 times 5 and I have E times 2, or 2 times E. Okay, you see? So 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times E is 2E. So E times something is 25. What is that something? So E equals 25. Don't forget the opposite of multiply is divide. So it is eliminated, and always divide by the same number on both sides to keep it balanced. So 25 on 2, which is 12.5. Next one, F. F isn't that difficult. I think you can try it out on your own. Here you have just one fraction equals one fraction. Okay, I will be doing it in both methods. So method 1, I will use the LCM. Okay, method 2, I will use the cross multiply. Come on, you have 2 minutes. Try it on your own. Right, so let's work them with both methods. Let's start with the LCM. The LCM, the least common multiple over here of 7 and 2 is 14. The LCM is 14. So for 7 to become 14, I should multiply by 2, and I should do the same thing for the numerator to keep it balanced. If I have a 2 which needs to become 14, I need to multiply by 7, and the same thing over here, I need to multiply by 7. Okay, so 2 multiplied by all of that on 14, and 7 multiplied by all of that on 14. Okay, once the denominator is the same on both sides, I can eliminate the denominator. Okay, so just eliminate the denominator and start expanding brackets. 2 times h, 2 times 1. Okay, so 2 times h plus 1, and I have 7 times h and 7 times that. Okay, so I eliminated the denominator, and now I am going to expand. 2h plus 2, 7 times h, 7 times minus 4. Okay, so I have h's and I have numbers. Don't forget, we need to get now h on one side, numbers on the other side. From here, then the method is always the same. So I have 7h. I prefer 7 euros, not 2 euros. So I'm going to place the h's on this side, 7h. To remove the 2h from there, you need to subtract 2h. Okay, so subtract 2h over here as well. Okay, now with the numbers, this number is going to remain on this side of the equals, on the left hand side of the equals, and the minus 28, to eliminate and place it on the other side, I need to add 28, so it becomes a 0 here, and add 28 to the other side as well. Okay, so I have 30 is equal to 5h. Mela 5 multiplied by what will give us 30? 5 times 6, okay? You can continue, divide by 5 on both sides, so 6 is equal to h. And you can check it out. So let's say h is 6. Mela 6 plus 1, 7. 7 on 7, 1 whole. H is 6. So 6 minus 4, which is 2. 2 on 2 is 1 whole. There they are. They're equal to each other. That was method 1. If you used cross multiplication, so let's rewrite it. For cross multiplication, we said you need to have one fraction equal to one fraction only. So I have 7 multiplied by the numerator of that one, and 2 multiplied by this numerator. Mala 2 times this one, 7 times that one. Okay, and this, if you can see, I get the same thing, okay? And the denominator is eliminated. And then I expand to h plus 2, 7 times h. Okay, and I continue this same way I did before to make h subject of the formula. Don't forget to change the sign if you're changing the side of the equal. Okay, 5h, and that's the same thing. So 6 is h. Okay, I hope you got that correct. It wasn't that difficult. Okay, we're going to go a step further now. Okay, we're going to have the same type of question, but it is initially written a little bit different. Why? Look at this one over here. This is written like that, but don't let it mix you up. Let's remember something. Remember this. What is a half of 6? Okay, half of 6 can be written like this. Half of 6. What is half of 6? Half 6. Half of 6 is 3. Okay, but if instead I'll give you this, 6 divided by 2. What is 6 divided by 2? 6 divided by 2 is also 3. Half of 6, 1 times 6, 6 on 2, which is 3. 6 on 2, which is 3. Okay, so I have all of this, which can be written as g minus 3 on 2. Okay, and I have all of this, which can be written as g plus 2 times 1, which remains g plus 2. Sorry, plus 2. On the denominator, which is 3. And now you have a question which is exactly like this one before. The one we did before. G minus 3 on 2 equals g plus 2 on 3. So I have one fraction equal to one fraction. Use whichever method you want, whether it's the LCM or the cross multiply, and you have 2 minutes to try it out. So let's start checking them out. Okay, so use whichever method you want. Let's try the one with LCM. LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So basically this needs to be multiplied by 3. This needs to be multiplied by 3. All of this. This multiplied by 2. All of this by 2. Okay, so I have 3 times G minus 3 on 6. 2 times G plus 2 on 6. Okay, same denominator can be eliminated now, and I can start expanding the brackets. 3 times G, 3 times minus 3, 2 times G, 2 times 2. Okay, and now I get the G's and numbers on their own. So G's on one side, numbers on the other side. If I have money, if it's money, if I have 3 euros and 2 euros, I prefer 3 euros. So get them on this side to eliminate the minus. It won't be incorrect, just to eliminate the minus. 2G becomes a negative 2G because that's the only way to eliminate from that side since it is positive. Okay, now this one I have a 4. I need to get the minus 9. So I need to eliminate the minus 9 from that side. Minus 9 opposite of minus is plus 9. So it will become 0. If you add plus 9 there, you have to add plus 9 on this side as well. So I get 3G minus 2G, 1G, 9 plus 4, 13. That's the final answer, and let's check it out. Always check it out. G should be replaced by 13. Mela. 13 minus 3, which is 10. 10 times half, so half of 10 is 5. Okay, so the other side needs to be 5 as well. Let's see. G, we found it is 13. Mela, 13 plus 2, which is 15. 15 times 1/3, which means 15 division by 3, and it's 5 as well. So they're equal to each other, so the answer is correct. You can always check algebra, always make sure you're doing good work with algebra, right? Because you can check it out. If you use cross multiply, you should get the same thing from here, okay? So next question. How can I start off this question? So this side is already set up for me. I have no problems over there. But this side I need to arrange it. It's h minus 3 times numerator, because this is on 1. So h minus 3 times 1, which remains h minus 3. And denominators we have 2 times 1, which remains 2. And this is easy. So again, try it out. You have 2 minutes. Use whichever method you want. Let's check it out. I'm going to use the LCM of 5 and 2. Same denominator, there is 10. Okay, so 5 should be multiplied by 2, and all of this, to keep it balanced, should be multiplied by 2. This multiplied by 5, and all of this multiplied by 5 to keep it balanced. So I have the denominator, which is 10, and over here I have 2 times 3h plus 1. Denominator, which is 10, and I have 5h minus 3. Okay, So obviously you can use the cross multiply, 5 times all of this, 2 times all of this. It would be easier, but for the next examples, okay, you will see that the LCM is much better. So that's why I'm getting used to using the LCM. So this is eliminated, and I have 2 times 3h and 2 times 1. So 2 times 3h is 6h, 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times h is 5h, 5 times minus 3 is minus 15, okay? So I have h's, letters, and the numbers. So letters on one side, numbers on the other side. If I have money, if this is 6 euro and this is 5 euro, which one would you prefer? Yes, you would prefer the 6 euro, so that remains over there. To eliminate this, I need to subtract it from here and then add it on that side. The minus 15 will remain over here, but the plus 2 needs to come from this side to this side. So I need to eliminate it from there by subtracting it, so it will become 0, and adding it to this side. Okay, so 6h minus 5h is 1h, minus 15 minus 2 is minus 17, and that's our final answer. And we can check it out. Minus 17 times 3, let me work it out with a calculator, and that's 51. 51 plus 1 is 52 on 5, so that would be 5 wholes, 5.4, okay? This side I have a negative 17, negative 3, which is a negative 20. Negative 20 on 2 is negative 10. So let's see if we have something incorrect over here. Alright, my problem when I work this out. So this is negative 17 times 3, which is negative 51. Negative 51 plus 1 is negative 50. Negative 50 on 5 will give me a negative 10. You can check them out on a calculator, these. So h is minus 17 minus 2, which is negative 10. Negative 10 division, negative 20. Negative 20 division by 2 is a negative 10. And they're equal to each other, so this is correct. Okay. So, what I wanted to do for the questions, the following questions, I need you to try them out yourselves. But before you try them out yourselves, okay, for next lesson, I need to remind you certain things, such as this can be written like this, and 5g minus 7, okay, can be written like that, or it can be written like this on 1, okay, on 1, because it's a whole number. Similarly, I have this one over here, okay, which is all on 3, okay, and these are a little bit trickier. These you have to use the LCM, definitely. So let's do k together. Mela, we have 2x plus 3 times 1 on 5. 3x minus 2 times 1, so it remains the same, on 4. And I have a 7. In this one here, I can't use cross multiply, alright, from the beginning. Why? Because I don't have a fraction equal to a fraction. I might have the sum of two fractions equals to this whole number. So ideally, question like this, you use the LCM. Don't forget 7 is on 1. So the LCM of 5, 4, and 1 is 20. Okay, this one multiplied by 4, this one multiplied by 5, okay, and this one to become 20 multiplied by 20, and the same for the numerator to keep it balanced. Okay, so here we have 4 multiplied by all of that on 20, 5 multiplied by all of that on 20, 7 multiplied by 20 on 20. Okay, once the denominator is the same for the 3 of them, you can eliminate that denominator, okay, and start expanding the brackets. So 4 times 2x, 4 times 3, 5 times 3x, 5 times negative 2. And on this side we have 7 times 20, which is 140. Okay, now we need the letters on one side, numbers on the other side. Basically the method is always the same. Okay, so I will keep these on this side, the 15x plus 8x, but we'll take the numbers on the other side. So I have 140. Okay, the 12 to be eliminated from here, I'm gonna subtract 12. 10 to be eliminated from here, I need to add 10. Then I have 15x plus 8x, which is 23x. 140 plus 10, which is 150. 150 minus 12, which is 138. Right? Now divide by 23 on each side. And x is 138 division by 23. Use a calculator, and it's 6. We can check out our work. 6. So x is 6. Let's check it out. Mena. 6 times 2, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. 15 division by 5, 3. 6 times 3, 18. 18 minus 2, 16. 16 on 4, which is 4. And 3 plus 4 is what? 7. And it's the same as that side. So I know that our answer is correct. Okay? So we did that together. And then you just try this one as well on your own. Let me give you the first line. So all of this multiplied by the numerator, which in this case is not 1 but 3. On 4. I have a 7 on its own. So that is 7 on 1. And then I have all of this multiplied by 1, which remains the same, 1, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, all right, fractions. And first, before you find the LCM, you can expand this one first. 3g plus 24. So once that is expanded, then you can find the LCM of 4, 1, and 3. So try them on your own for next lesson. I will be correcting them as well. And we will start problems, okay, with equations. Thank you. If you have any problems, don't forget, please, to message me or email me.